Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's Chrissy Sawyer here. So without any agenda, some cards have flown out and I'm going to plow straight in. So the first card out is from that one. And immediately I've got, there's a Scorpio moon coming up. Is it full? I can't remember, in a few days. That's linking straight into this. So there's a question coming up. There'll be lots of questions coming up actually in the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction in the built world of Taurus, changes happening, choices happening. And I guess the question linked to that is around the motivation. And where that motivation is coming from. Burden, obligation, or inspired choice, which might set you apart from the others, Aquarius. Okay. Yeah, see beneath the surface, dig deeper, find the ruby, find the truth. Your truth might not be what you want to hear. Your truth might not be what someone else wants to hear. Hold space for yourself. Hold space for yourself and don't be rushed by the pressure of another's need to have you fit into a box or into a slot or a container or a shape. Take time to birth what might be a new concept. It's got a phoenix feel to it, this again. Oh, Scorpio again. Yeah, Phoenix, there's the, and Tower energy, there's this kind of burning away. I'm seeing like a wing, a wing upgrade. Like these old wings have got me as far as I can go. It's that kind of 369. This is as far as we can go. But they're beautiful. And they've created a world that you can navigate, that you know, that feels familiar, somewhat safe, comfortable. And to give permission for a new set of wings, you might have to burn the old ones down to make more, to claim more space in the world, to claim your space in the world. So we were talking a couple of videos ago, I think it was in the last video before the amazing video with Steph Zagorski. I scribe with Steph. If you haven't watched it, check it out. Where I was talking about what was I talking about? Find your place in the orchestra. Find your place in the orchestra. Because you might have been a this all your life, a car mechanic. You might have been a car mechanic all your life. But actually what you are is a natural born pianist. But then the left brain, the intellect might get in the way, or an adult may have said to you at a young age, you'll never make any money at that. It's coming in now. You'll never make any money at that. And so money dictates the choice, and there's the motivation. The motivation is towards the familiar and the safe and the comfortable because it brings in money, and that gives me a false sense of security and stability, but I know it. What we must always remember in the job is the security is an illusion. Having a regular paycheck make you feel safe and secure does not a foundation build, because take that away, and this is really the experiment with all of life. See what you have come to rely upon. Take it away. Just imagine taking it right out of your field and now feel what happens, because that will reveal the truth. There's a deeper truth. This is Uranus. This is, wow. So I've got Uranus and Neptune coming in here, and Uranus just kind of blasting straight through that dreaminess of Neptune, that I'm safe and warm and secure. But actually, I might be living in an illusion because I'm on a big fat paycheck. How many people can sing to this story? When I was a corporate slave, I had it all. Great paycheck, great package, yada, yada. And was I joyful? Was I ecstatic? Was I in my soul? No. No. So, claiming more space in the world for your glorious new wings. Okay, and that one is from this deck. So now we have the 10th house of the job, the career, the vocation, the calling. I've written some words down here: status and reputation. Status and reputation. And that's going to challenge new opportunities that are going to be coming in through this conjunction. I can't be seen to be doing that. If I take an extreme example, extreme polarity, you're a high-flying lawyer, okay? But the only thing that lights you up is arranging flowers. I can't be seen to do that. I'll do that as a hobby. I'll put that on the back burner. And when I've got time, but you're a lawyer, you're always busy. Yeah, but when I've got time, I'll do some flower arranging. And so I guess in there, there's a dare. Yes, but what if? I hear you, but what if? Okay. Underlying Razuli card is chill out, don't swim against the tide. Now then. I love how ambiguous this statement is. Don't swim against the current, sorry. Which current? The current of what the 3D wants from you. Don't swim against the crowd, don't be different. Or is the current coming from within saying, this is different. I want something different. I want bigger wings. I want to claim a bigger space. So you can swim against that inner knowing, that inner diligence, red flag. Swim against that. Or go with that, which might mean swimming against that, and vice versa, and vice versa. If you swim with that, you might have to swim against this. Lovely choices coming in. Okay, so 10th house in the world is speaking to it's almost like the polarity between a job and a vocation, a job and a calling, a job and how you sing your song in the world. So if you imagine I'm sat in front of you doing something that looks like a psych eval, a psychological evaluation, and I ask you, and I ask you not what you're good at, because you keep telling me what you're good at. I want to know what you love. What ignites the fire in you, stirs your belly, makes the heart expand, makes the wings open. because it might not be something you're good at. But if that vibration is there, if that flow is there, then the choice is, do you listen and respond or not? And many other choices in the middle. So the world, traditionally, the world talks about the end of a cycle. Okay. I can't make this up. Fifth house, creativity. And at 29, 11-2 is really singing to me. It's kind of saying, get above the emotional body or get beyond yourself. See beneath the surface. So there might be a challenge in there to not act emotionally, but passionately. And is there a distinction? What is the distinction between that? Because if the emotions aren't in alignment with the soul, then we're going to get pulled off course in the making of what we might feel is a love-based decision. Oh, that makes sense. So remember, the gut is a feeling. It's primal and instinctual. Emotions are about what's happened in the past. Emotions get generated along the storyline. So they're linked to the past, they're linked to a past story. Use them in the decision making. But creativity is pure creativity is where you just lose the time of day. I remember when I was discovering gardening, I had a big garden. I don't have a big garden anymore, but I used to have a big garden. And what got created there was absolutely stunning. And I would do 7 hours in the garden and then realize I hadn't drunk any water or eaten any food. I was lost in the most beautiful way, like I wasn't even here. Pure creativity. And I need to stir some healthcare into that. Total immersion. Where do you get lost? Total immersion, immersion. So the 29 wants to dissolve I guess, it's like the indecision that our emotions can lead us into. Yeah, it's where the questioning mind comes in, because you'll know that moment when it's like, oh, I want to go towards that. I don't know why. It's the act without thinking, but then the mind might come in and it might have that little two wobble. Oh, wow, thinking plus or minus, do I, don't I? You've missed the moment. The moment is in the pull, move, then move. But I don't. That's going to be the challenge. And it might be the tiniest little thing. It might be tweaking the way that you relate to people. So it might want to come through in a conversation. It might be a telephone call, a message. It might be realizing that you quite like your job, but you're not really being yourself. And what if you bring all of yourself to the job? Without thinking, without thinking. Yeah, that's where integrity comes through. When we act without thinking, that's where the integrity comes through. When we get lost in the emotions, it becomes something distorted. So that 29 reduces to an 11-2, which is pure intuition. So you've got the fifth house in the belly and that gut response mixed with pure intuition. It's all you need. But dare you go there? Worlds upon worlds, layers upon layers. Imagine the unimaginable. That's what I get with this. This is what they're showing me is like, so I immediately associate that with the symbol for Earth, and it's like I don't know how to describe it without making it 2D. It's like earths upon earths upon earths, and I can't describe it. It isn't 2D, it's barely even 3D. And there's literally heat between my palms. It's layer after layer after layer. It's almost like layers of doors opening that are going to stretch the mind so far out of the structured space that the choices could be big to move into this Jupiterian, expansive abundance. Act without thinking, I think, is the consistent message here. Because also with Jupiter, you know, if we're working with these energies, the energies are undiscerning, indifferent, and that feeling of expansion. See, this could be Jupiter as well. That feeling of expansion doesn't discern between good and bad. And we're Mercury retrograde and Uranus pouring through the fourth house of foundation, the very foundation that you stand upon. It's too much coming in now. Sorry, bear with me. Sorry. I just drowned myself there in incoming messages. Thank you. Undiscerning. So with all this mind stuff going on, just check yourself and check the internal narrative, because it will be expanded. That's what I'm trying to say. And North Node. And from a purely logical point, astrologically, if this isn't a massive turning point, I really don't know what is. April is a huge turning point. What's your song? What's your song? How do you want to sing? If you were to rediscover your song, what would it sound like now? Let's just say since 2018. What would it sound like now? How has it changed? How have your patterns and perceptions changed? Perspective, stretch. I'm going to show you these cards because they're so beautiful. There's the question. It's stretch. Act without thinking and stretch. What's the worst that can happen? Chrissy, you told me to. You acted on it. You know, and there's a bigger message here about playtime, about where are you having fun exploring yourself? Where are you having fun exploring life? Where can you learn to laugh at yourself like a fool? Because you played with that thing and fell over or got burned or made an ass out of yourself. It's only because we judge it as right, wrong, good, bad, shameful, prideful, whatever, that we avoid certain patterns of behavior, but it's all experience. It's just experience, stretch. Wings again, look. Wings and worlds. Wings and worlds. Perspective. And how you perceive that 2911-2 coming in again here. I'm hearing radical versus programmed. Radical thinking versus programmed, patterned thinking. Paternic? Paternic, paternal. Oh, echoes of that. Paternic? Don't know what that means. Paternal, paternal patterns. All right, where am I going now? Let's go to the Lantern Oracle. Very weird. Stop it. Okay, let's whiz through these. It's another funky underlying story. Third house, communication, Mercury, Gemini, messages. Was there? Oh, I saw it fly out while I was shuffling the Sacred Earth Oracle. The card Listen flew out or fell out. It didn't feel like it wanted to belong, but clearly. So listening. Now, it's listening to the inner truth. So it's going beneath the surface, Scorpio full moon. It's going beneath the surface to really listen. Analyze, really listen. I'm in alignment, I'm out of alignment. Is there any kind of response in my body to this? Am I attached or entangled to this? What is motivating me? Gemini, third house, I think. But what do I think? Coming in on that alchemical 15, the devil, saint or sinner, right, wrong, good, bad. But in its highest expression is beautiful, balanced, masculine and feminine. I can barely see them. The balanced twins. Oh, fire, passion, fifth house. Reinvention again. If just for shits and giggles, I say reinvent yourself. That's the first thing that comes to you. Earth, Taurus. I could just go on because the story is unfolding, but I don't want to be here all day. Right, let's go. Lantern Oracle, please. And my question might be, what can we hone our focus in on? Bear with me. Sacral, passion, fifth house, creativity, and it's asking for an emptying. And it might be an emptying of old dreams and desires. It might be an emptying of layers of suppression, of being told no, behave, be still, sit still as a child, or being in a job that doesn't allow creative expression, that enforces lines and containers. The ending and beginning lie at either side of the same door. It's coming in on that 24 as well. Time, space, reality. This is a beautiful message. This is speaking straight to that Gemini energy of I can, I can't. I'm in, I'm out. I can't decide. And it's such a beautiful key is to respond rather than react. And when we respond, we take that time, we make that space to just tap in, tune in, claim dominion. So rather than be polite and react, or rather than be impolite and react, impolite and react is equaling act without feeling. Act with feeling is the difference. That's the response. Yeah, is to take that time, is to take a moment in that moment and either buy time and not respond and take time to feel in and draw the story out by going beneath the surface. The only control we have is in how we respond to the hand we are dealt. And again, we have all this patterning and perception, programming on the table. So there's great opportunity here to turn, really turn in a new direction. I've always done it this way. Yeah, how far's that got you? Yeah, but I know that way and it feels, what does it feel? Because please don't tell me. Don't tell me it's safe. If it's safe, you wouldn't be having the conversation with yourself. Always done it that way. How's that working out for you? This is radical honesty. Yeah, reacting will be coming from the emotions or the morality. Shame, disgust, sorrow, guilt, rage, anger. But response will come from heart, gut, third eye, guides, internal compass. Deeper, takes a moment longer. And that's the challenge, is to take that moment, claim more space in the world. Okie dokie, let's wrap this up. And I'm going to go. I can't remember what these are called. Interesting. Oh, lovely. Closing messages. Good fortune. So what I'm noticing is I'm in an empty space. There's nothing coming through. I have a little urge to fill it with my thoughts and just staying in the empty space of good fortune. That's the message. Maybe I ask the question, what does that look like for you? What does that mean? What does that mean to you? What I'm getting with this card is something about pollination and aroma. And does the rose change its aroma when it is cross-pollinated? When it meets another? So if we translate aroma to song, does your song change in the presence of another, is what I get that. Eternal charisma. Does your song change in the presence of another? Mindfulness and sensefulness. Okay, and final card from the abundance deck, if I can find it. Final message, please. And I want to welcome new subscribers. Lovely to see you here. Thank you for joining, and thank you all for your beautiful comments on that last video. My gosh, we had fun. Oh, it's amazing. Yeah. Oh, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. It's almost like the hidden message in this card is almost like, that's all you've ever expected. A teeny tiny little parcel. That's all you've ever expected. What if a UPS wagon turns up outside your house full of gifts? Okay. Beautiful challenge in there. It's not about greed. You know that with me. It's about perception and perspective and patterning. It's about really, really stretching. So that's going to trigger all the self-worth work. What are you worth? Because that will directly relate to what your charisma, your song can pull in. Oh, I see how it's all coming together now. Outrageous openness. Sing your song. Liberation and extraordinary. Oh, wow, look at this. Freedom. It's there for the taking. What are those, you know, those big hands you can buy in a sports stadium if you're watching a match or something? Those great big massive hands. It's like freedom extraordinary, liberation outrageous openness. I'm going to buy me some of those gloves. Okay, because the conjunction's happening in Taurus. So physical gesture, turn and face it could be the physical gesture. Get your heart and mind and belly into yes. I receive, I'm open, scared and open. Have fear, all will be well. Fantastic. Yeah. Self-love, receiving, grounded, delusion, inner power. It's all, we've spoken, delusion, the delusion of the safe job, the delusion of the inner power, self-love, receiving. It's about self-worth. Right. So I don't waffle on for hours, as I love to do. I'm going to love you and leave you. And thank you for doing all the clicky things and dropping comments. And thank you for your love. And I'll see you all again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.